2 weeks covered in just one show. Aren't you lucky people? Yes, hello and welcome to this week's Women's Football Chat. My name is Chris Gadsby. I'm here every Thursday at 6 p.m, bringing you the very latest from the third and fourth tiers of women's football here in England. That's the FA Women's National League. Now, everything this week is just a little bit different. Various factors. Factor number one, I'm recording this on Tuesday rather than the usual Thursday. Factor number two, the graphics are going to look ever so slightly different this week. And factor number three, I'm in a different chair. Now, that one is purely because my cat, or one of my cats, should I say, has decided down here away to my right that he wants that chair. So I'm having to record in this one, which kind of blocks out a bit of the board behind, but it's no real issue. Yes, news starting with, and I'll get it straight out there now. You have 2 weeks covered in this week's show. The reason for that is that there is no women's football chat next week. I actually get married on Saturday, in less than 48 hours when this goes out, and then go straight away on honeymoon. So there's no show next week. Fortunately, it's just the first round of the Cup and the Plate. So I'm going to cover that on this week's show as well. And that's also why I'm recording on Tuesday, because my fiance is currently still at work. And then I've finished, but she's currently still at work at the minute. So I'm getting this show recorded now and edited and uploaded, but scheduled for the usual 6 p.m. slot. So I don't have to think about it on Thursday when we're all running around like headless chickens doing the last few bits. So that's why you've got 2 weeks in one, and why I've been a bit quieter on social media as well over the last week or so, as I've just been so busy that I've not been able to spend time making all of the graphics and everything. Just for context, it takes about 4 hours to make all of the graphics for the show each week. And then obviously additional time for the graphics that go out in the week as well. So that's why everything's just a little bit different this week. As I'm sure you can all understand. But in a couple of weeks' time, which I think is the 5th of October, everything should be back to normal. So let's get straight down to it then with the results from the Northern Premier Division. As I said, haven't got scorers underneath, just did not have the time to go through every club's social media. AFC Fylde 0, Stourbridge 2. Goals in this one. Kelsey Richardson in the 9th minute. And Stourbridge were kind enough to message me yesterday, noticing that only one goal is up on full time. And Neve DC in the 38th minute is the missing scorer there on full time. So good victory for Stourbridge. They're first at Tier 3. And it has jumped them up the table a little bit. Burnley 4, Forest 2. This was a game that was at top of the table, top two. Quite close. It was going to give us a good indication. 4-2, Burnley come out winners in this one. Millie Grace Ravening in the 20th minute put them ahead. Freya Thomas, 21st minute, got it straight back. Forest then took the lead through Natalie Johnston in the 24th minute. But Amaya Coleman-Evans in the 27th minute equalised and made it 2-2. Brenna McPartlin for Burnley made it 3-2 before the break. Millie Grace Ravening got her her second goal, Burnley's fourth goal in the 58th minute to make it 4-2. Forest went down to 10. Luann Worsley sent off later on in the second half, made it even more difficult for Forest to come back, and Burnley take the spoils there by 4-2. Derby County 0, Newcastle United 1. Bridget Galloway on the stroke of half-time, 5th minute into added time at the end of the first half. That was the only goal of the game in that one. So good showing at home for Derby against Newcastle. Halifax beating Liverpool Feds by 2-1. Annabelle Cass and Lucy Sowerby with Halifax's goals. Amy Seagraves in the 29th minute, the goal for Liverpool Feds. And Stoke City winning at home to Wolverhampton Wanderers by 2-1. Heidi Logan in the 18th minute. Saffron Jordan in the 55th, putting Stoke City 2-0 in front. Wolves got one back through Jade Cross in the 86th minute, but weren't able to get a second. They had Eloise Wilson sent off for 2 bookable offences as well in that one. So Stoke City 2-1. So great day for Burnley. A defeat for Wolves and a defeat for Forest. And finally, Wolverhampton, West Bromwich Albion 4, Huddersfield Town 1. Huddersfield Town also with somebody sent off, Bethany Ibbotson in that one. So not a particularly good day for discipline in the Northern Premier Division. Ferrez Abdullah in the 54th minute with Huddersfield's only goal. West Brom, who were 2-0 up at half-time. They haven't got times on these, but 2 for Hannah George, 1 for Simran Jamat, and 1 for Danielle Stracker. What that means in the Northern table, Burnley are now 4 points clear at the top, but Forest still have a game in hand on them. They could bring that back to 1. And Newcastle have 2 games in hand on Burnley. Newcastle still perfect 3 for 3. And they are, as I said, 4 points behind, but with 2 games in hand. Liverpool Feds continue their strong start to the season. They're in 4th despite that defeat this weekend to Halifax. Wolverhampton Wanderers in 5th, but they have played a game less than Feds. Halifax in 6th have only played 3 as well. West Bromwich Albion 7th, having played 4. Then Stoke and Stourbridge. So Stourbridge now out of the bottom 2 after that victory against AFC Fylde. Derby County as well with they were defeated, weren't they? But Huddersfield Town. So Derby stay in 10th. Huddersfield Town in 11th. Goal difference, the only separation between those two. Fylde at the bottom, still yet to get off the mark this season. Southern results then. Billericay Town against Cardiff City. A 3-3 draw between those two sides. Billericay haven't announced their lineup yet, but we aren't. I can't say my usual phrase because we aren't 48 hours yet after the result. Cardiff City with 2 for Ellie Sargent. The other one is not on there, so maybe a penalty, maybe an own goal. No, it was an own goal in that one. So 3-3 between Billericay and Cardiff. Cheltenham Town 4, Milton Keynes Dons 3. No information about Milton Keynes Dons as of yet, but goals for Cheltenham. Emily Allen in the 4th minute. Really late goals for Cheltenham these as well. So Emily Allen in the 4th minute. Then Cheltenham's second goal didn't come until the 82nd minute, Heather Butcher. 85th minute, Emily Owen. And 90th minute, Phoebe Paul. So great possible turnaround, possible streak ahead. I'm not entirely sure when MK Dons' goals went in. But great result for Cheltenham and victory for them. A couple of 5-0s. Ipswich Town 5-0 over London Bees. 2 for Natasha Thomas, 1 for Leanne Williams, 1 for Sophie Peskett, 1 for Ruby May Alice Doe. And a 5-0 victory for Oxford, and they needed this as well. 2 for Isabel Cook. That was in the 28th and the 53rd minute. They did have the player advantage for a long time here. Lucy Hack sent off for Plymouth just in the 24th minute. Got her first yellow card in the 20th, red card in the 24th. So they had to play a long time just with 10, and Oxford really took advantage of that. All their goals coming after that red card. Isabel Cook, 28th minute and 53rd. Tommy Oliver in the 40th. Zoe Barrett, 51st. And Sarah King, 67th. And Rugby Borough 1, Hashtag United 3. Another victory for Hashtag United against one of the top teams in the division this season. And again, Rugby had a player sent off, which Hashtag took full advantage of. Rugby were in the lead in this game, Mia Malone in the 34th minute. But then when Angelina Nixon was sent off in the 42nd, Grace Gilliard equalised also in that same minute. Then Malika Gill in the 44th minute. So Hashtag were up by half time. Then Macy Nichols in the 58th minute made it 3-1. Very poor discipline so far this weekend. Then finally, Chatham Town 0, Portsmouth 8. Very convincing victory for Portsmouth. A brace for Georgie May Freeland, 16th and 42nd minute. One for Danielle Lane in the 7th minute of added time at the end of the first and the 73rd minute. Goals also for Emma Jones, 28th, Bethany Lumsden, 56th, Emily Pittman, 89th, and Nicole Barrett in the 94th. So what that means for the table... Hashtag United at the top, the only side to go 5 for 5. Ipswich Town Rugby Borough just behind them. 1 game back, essentially. Portsmouth have a game in hand over Ipswich and Rugby, so they could pull level. They would move second because of the goal difference. Billericay Town in 5th. Oxford United 6th. Milton Keynes Dons 7th. Cheltenham Town 8th. Then there's a 4-point gap there to Plymouth Argyle in 9th, Cardiff City in 10th, 1 point above the drop, Chatham Town in 11th, and London Bees at the bottom of the table. Division 1 Midlands results then, only 5 games in Division 1 Midlands because Sheffield had their County Cup game. So Lincoln City 2, Boldmere St Michael's 3. Goals in this one to Lincoln. Ella Thompson Mauldin 37th minute, Leah Hardy 43rd. No information yet about Boldmere. Loughborough Lightning 3, Sporting Cowser 2. Goals in this one. Okay, well it says it's 3-2. Loughborough Lightning have put down 5 goals. So we'll see what happens there. But Sporting Cowser's goal, Isabel Austin Short in the 7th minute. Lauren Walker in the 90 plus 10th minute. I will just, for you, just check that Loughborough Lightning thing because it says 3-2. And it kind of works because Abby Haitley scored in the 15th minute for Loughborough. Although that has also been put down twice. And it makes it look as though she scored twice in that same minute. It was, even Loughborough State was only 3-2. So that's a mistake on full time. So that's that one. So there's one for Abby Haitley. And then Kaylee Hines in the 75th minute got their second goal of the game. So not also in the 65th minute as it says on full time. And then Hannah Snape in the 94th with the winning, what would prove to be the winning goal for Loughborough anyway. Notts County, great result for them. A 2-1 win against Leafield Athletic. 2 early goals for Notts County. Takia Burnett and Elle Rosen, both before the 20-minute mark. Catherine Pagan in added time at the end of the first half. Got one back for Leafield Athletic, but Notts win by 2-1. Leek Town against Peterborough United. A win for Peterborough by 3-1. Jessica Evans, Sophie Scargill and Katie Middleton with the goals for Peterborough. Manuela Dell with the only goal for Leek Town. And Solihull Moors 2, Sutton Coldfield Town 0. Eva Rogers and Tiana Russell Cartwright with the goals for Solihull. What it means for the table, nobody is perfect in Division 1 Midlands. Loughborough Lightning are still top by a point. Peterborough United right behind them. Then 4 teams on 7. Lincoln, Solihull, Leek and Notts County. Notts County 6th now. Sporting Cowser, Boldmere St Michael's, Sutton Coldfield Town all on 6. So you can see there from 3rd to 9th separated by just a point at this stage. Northampton Town in 10th, Leafield Athletic 11th and Sheffield bottom of the table in 12th. Just 5 in Division 1 North as well because Doncaster Rovers Bells were in that same County Cup competition as Sheffield. So their game against Chorley was postponed while they beat Rotherham United by 4-0. Barnsley 2, York City 1. Goals to Barnsley in this one. Amy Lee Barringham-Beck and Natalie Watson. Thrilling game between the 2 newly promoted sides. FC United and Manchester and Chester Street Town. 5-4 it finished to Manchester. And Chester Street Town were 4-3 up at half-time. Goals to Chester Street Town. We'll do those first. Nicole Havery, 2 for Laura Hockaday and 1 for Erin 3rd. Goals to FC United and Manchester. A hat-trick to Chanice Reeves, 3rd, 37th and 73rd minute. 1 for Ella Ritchie in the 12th minute. And 1 to Mia Wildin in the 62nd minute. So 5-4 and FC United and Manchester get a valuable 3 points. Hull City 2, Norton and Stockton Ancients 1, which I will cover as soon as full time decides it wants to behave itself and not start playing up. The joys of recording live. Right, results in the Northern Division 1 North. There we go. See if it behaves now. So yes, Hull City 2, Norton and Stockton Ancients 1. There we go. Goal in this one, Hope Knight in the 55th minute and Shakala Brooks in the 80th minute for Hull. Katie Omerod with the only goal for Norton and Stockton Ancients. Durham Cestra's difficult start to the season continues. They lose by a 1-0 to Leeds United. Late goal to Jessica Razu. With the only what would prove to be the only goal of the game, at Leeds United beating Durham by a 0-0, and no goals between Middlesbrough and Stockport County. What that means for the Division 1 North table then is that Barnsley and Hull City keep their 100% records with 2-1 wins respectively. And they are joined on 12 points by Leeds United, but Leeds have played that game more. And then there's a 4-point gap down to Middlesbrough and Chorley. Well, Middlesbrough on 8, Chorley on 7, but Chorley have a game in hand. Stockport County, Doncaster Rovers, Bells, FC United and Manchester in the mid-table. And then York, Durham, Norton and Chester Street Town are all on 3 points. Norton and Chester Street Town, by virtue of goal difference alone, are in the relegation zone at the moment. Division 1 South East then, again 5 games in this one because AFC Sudbury were in County Cup action. If anyone's interested, they beat Bury Town Community by 16-0 in the Suffolk County Cup. Ashford Town 1-0 over Cambridge City. Anya Kinane in the 66th minute with the only goal of the game. Cambridge United 2, Actonians 1, Francis Steele and Alicia Stocktoe down with the goals for Cambridge. Rochelle Shakes with Actonians only tally on the board just before half-time, 44th minute. Norwich City 6, Haywards Heath Town 1, a hat-trick in this one to Rachel Lawrence for Norwich. Ellie Smith, Natasha Snelling and Megan Todd also with goals for Norwich. And Sophie Phelps in the 62nd minute with what would prove to be the only goal for Haywards Heath Town. Great away victory for Worthing, a 4-1 win against Queen's Park Rangers. Brace in this one to Rebecca Bath in the 45th +1 and the 70th minute. Samantha Quayle in the 26th, Danielle Rowe in the 45th. So 3 goals in the first half for Worthing. Grace Stanley had put Queen's Park Rangers ahead in the 9th minute though. So 3-1 at half time, and then Worthing add 1 more in the second half. And then AFC Wimbledon beat Cheshire United by 5-2. Billy Brooks in the 3rd minute opening the scoring. Hannah Billingham in the 39th, and then Fran Ali in the 3rd minute of added time at the end of the first. And then 2 for Ashley Hinks, 55th and 85th minute. Means Wimbledon scored 5 against Cheshire, who haven't got their lineup on the system yet, so can't give you the Cheshire scorers. Table then, Ashford Town still 2 points clear at the top. Norwich City chasing them down, but Worthing up to 3rd. And with a game in hand over the top 2 on 9 points. Cambridge United on 8 points in 4th. London Seaward on 7 points in 5th. AFC Wimbledon and Queen's Park Rangers both have 6 points. Actonians on 4, Cheshire United on 3. AFC Sudbury out of the relegation zone with a single point and a game in hand. Haywards Heath Town and Cambridge City, the 2 sides in the bottom 2 at the moment. Finally then, Division 1 South West for results. AFC Bournemouth 4, Maidenhead United 1. Goals in this one to Bournemouth. Gemma McGuinness in the 19th minute. Helen Blizzard in the 39th minute. Lucy Cooper 67th and Amber Trowick in the 85th minute. Maidenhead United don't have their lineup up there yet, so can't give you the Maidenhead scorer. Bridgewater United 1, Abingdon United 2. Good victory for Abingdon. Goals from Grace Eagles and Beth Horton. Same situation with Bridgewater, though can't give you their scorer as of yet. Moneyfield 6-1 winners over Portishead Town. Kimberly Fuller 12th, 31st And 34th minute, a hat-trick for her. Charlie Wilson-Wilton, 2nd and 24th minute with a brace as well. And Chelsea Hay in the 68th minute. Rounding off the scoring for Moneyfield, Shannon Holloway with the only goal for Portishead Town in the 53rd minute. Chelsea against Exeter City was postponed because Chelsea did not have the facilities to repaint the lines on the pitch. Was the reason given. Chelsea men played on there on Saturday, and then they did not have the facilities to paint the lines on the pitch ahead of the women's game on Sunday. So that game was postponed. Swindon Town 6, Southampton Women 2. Annabelle Colston in the 3rd and the 24th minute. Ellie Stripple in the 7th and the 55th minute. Helen Diaz-Butcher in the 47th and Taylor McDonald in the 90th with the goals for Swindon. Southampton Women, Erin Bloomfield in the 6th, Isabel Thorogood in the 39th with their goals. And finally, Torquay United 1, Keynsham Town 2, Rachel Griffiths with the only goal for Torquay. But Keynsham Town won either side of the half-time break. Naomi Clipston in the first half, 27th minute. Sophie Price in the second half, 78th minute, giving Keynsham the 3 points. What that means for the table, AFC Bournemouth still at the top, still perfect with 4 wins out of 4. Keynsham Town, they're right behind them in second, 2 points back, but they have played a game more. Moneyfield's also perfect, 3 wins out of 3 and a 24 goal difference after that big victory over Chelsea a couple of weeks ago. They are on 9. Exeter also perfect on 9. They're down to 4th though because they couldn't play against Chelsea. Abingdon United also on 9 points in 5th. Great start to the season for them, having just got promoted into Tier 4. Swindon Town and Maidenhead United 6th and 7th. Bridgewater United on their own in 8th on 6 points. Portishead Town in 9th on 3. Torquay United in 10th with just a lone point. And Southampton Women's and Chelsea yet to get off the mark this season. Those are all of the results from the 3rd and 4th tiers of women's football over the past 7 days. Let's now have a look at the fixtures coming up. This weekend we've got, this is the 24th, Huddersfield Town against Derby County. That is 11th against 10th. Both sides with just the 1 win so far this season. Newcastle Burnley, they drew after 90 minutes in the Cup. Will they do the same in the league? So first play 3rd. Forest in 2nd play Liverpool Feds in 4th. So first v 3rd, 2nd versus 4th. So 2 tough games there. Stourbridge against Stoke is 9th against 8th. So 2 sides, could be a close game there as well. Wolverhampton Wanderers will want to take advantage of playing AFC Fylde, who are yet to get off the mark, and try to close that gap already to the top of the table. And West Bromwich Albion take on Halifax, which is a 7th against 6th game. In the Southern Premier Division, #United take on London Bees. That's top versus bottom. You'd expect a big #United victory there based on events so far this season. Ipswich Town in 2nd, have Cheltenham Town who are in 8th. Milton Keynes Dons against Billericay Town is 7th against 5th. Portsmouth against Oxford United, 4th against 6th. And Rugby Borough against Plymouth, 3rd against 9th. Division 1 Midlands then. Boldmere St Michael's against Leek Town. That is 8th against 5th. Leaford Athletic in 11th in the relegation zone at the moment. Have the visit of current top of the table Loughborough Lightning. Notts County against Solihull Moors, 6th against 4th in that one. Peterborough United currently in 2nd, have bottom place Sheffield. So the top 2 take on the bottom 2 this weekend. Sporting Cowser and Northampton Town, that is at 7th against 10th. And Sutton Coldfield Town, who are in 9th, face Lincoln City, who are in 3rd. So there does seem to be, in the Midlands as well, bit of a top versus bottom split in the fixtures this weekend. Division 1 North then, Barnsley against Middlesbrough. So that one, Barnsley of course trying to maintain their 100% record. Middlesbrough in 4th. Chester Street Town against York City. Chester Street currently bottom, but only on goal difference. Both sides have 3 points. Chorley against Leeds United, 5th against 3rd. Chorley, though, with a game in hand. Durham Cester against FC United of Manchester. That is 10th against 8th. Durham Cester really need to kickstart their season going. Norton Stockton Ancients against Doncaster Rovers Bells, 11th against 7th. And Stockport County against Hull City. That is 6th against 2nd. Hull, another side, trying to maintain their 100% start to the season. Division 1 South East, there is one game tonight, which is Chesham United against Actonians, 9th against 8th. Then at the weekend, Actonians against Norwich City, 8th against 2nd. I should point out, I know I mentioned I'm recording this on Tuesday. The game between Chesham and Actonians on the graphic tonight, it is on Thursday. So it's tonight as the show goes out, not tonight as I'm recording it. Just clarifying that up. So Chesham United against Actonians Thursday, 7:45 p.m. Actonians against Norwich City, that's 8th against 2nd. Cambridge City against Queen's Park Rangers is 12th against 7th. Cambridge United against AFC Wimbledon, 4th against 6th. Haywards Heath Town then take on Chesham United, 11th against 9th currently. London Seaward against Ashford Town, 5th against top of the table. And Worthing against AFC Sudbury, 3rd against 10th. Finally, for fixtures, Division 1 South West. Bridgewater United against Maidenhead United, that is 8th against 7th. Exeter City take on Moneyfields, 4th against 3rd. Keynsham Town against Chelsea is 2nd against bottom. Portishead Town against Swindon is 9th against 6th. Southampton Women's against Abingdon is 11th against 5th. And Torquay United in 10th take on AFC Bournemouth. Bournemouth trying to maintain their 100% record. Story of the day, I suppose, from Division 1 South West is Moneyfields taking on Exeter. Both have a 100% record at the moment. So one of those or both of those will go this weekend. And that will do it for the next 7 days of the FA Women's National League. Those are all the league fixtures that are happening this weekend. But as I mentioned, because there's no show next week while I'm abroad, we'll have a look at the first round of the Cup and the Plate just quickly. So these games are taking place on the 1st of October. This is the FAWNL Cup, still regionalised north and south. Bournemouth St Michael's against Newcastle. Durham Cestra against Stockport County. Halifax against Stoke. Liverpool Feds against West Bromwich Albion. Notts County take on AFC Fylde. Nottingham Forest against Wolverhampton Wanderers. Peterborough United against Leeds United. Stourbridge against Huddersfield Town. For me, Forest against Wolves, the big game there in the first round of the Cup. Bournemouth against Norwich City, Cambridge City against Milton Keynes Dons, Cardiff City take on Plymouth Argyle, #United against Oxford United, Ipswich Town against Cheltenham Town, London Bees against Worthing, Moneyfields against Portsmouth, and Rugby Borough against Swindon Town. So in the southern section, # and Oxford take each other on again for the second time in about 3 weeks, I think it was, wasn't it? And then also Moneyfields Portsmouth, bit of a really local game there between those two. And then in the Plate, if I just get that up, there we go. Barnsley against Solihull Moors, Chorley against York City, Doncaster Rovers Bells against Derby County, Leaford Athletic against FC United of Manchester, Lincoln City against Sheffield, Northampton Town against Leek Town, Norton Stockton Ancients against Hull City, and Sutton Coldfield Town against Middlesbrough. Those are the northern half of the draw. Then in the southern half, Actonians against Cambridge United, Ashford Town against Haywards Heath Town, Exeter City against Torquay United, Keynsham Town against AFC Sudbury, London Seaward against Chatham Town, Maidenhead United against Chelsea, Portishead Town against Billericay Town, and Southampton Women's take on Bridgewater United. So those are the Plate games coming up on the 1st of October. So, League this weekend, Cup next weekend. I'll be recapping it all on the Women's Football Chat that comes out on the 5th of October. But that will do it for this week's Women's Football Chat. Don't forget, for more, you can go to www.womensfootballchat.wordpress.com. That is also where you will find out how to sign up for Predictor League. I did terribly last weekend because I was so busy I forgot to put any results in. So I got no points and I've lost my lead in some of the divisions and had my lead cut in some of the others. So it wasn't a very good scoring day all round, apart from in Division 1 Midlands, off the top of my head, where one member of the Predictor League, I think, got 4 of them absolutely perfect, if I can remember correctly off the top of my head. Yes, Hopper in Division 1 Midlands got perfect scores for Leek against Peterborough, Lincoln against Boldmere and Loughborough against Sporting Cowser. So got 12 points on that just one day, which was 6 better than anybody else. He now has a 6-point lead at the top of that table. But if you want to join into Predictor League, then all the information is on womensfootballchat.wordpress.com. Thank you very much for watching and or listening to this week's Women's Football Chat. I'll be back in 2 weeks' time with league and cup results to go over. And then, of course, it gets very, very busy with County Cup, second round of the League Cup. The FA Cup comes in as well. It's going to be very, very busy between now and Christmas. But thank you for your company. Goodbye.